એ છે કે why a leader is needed. The need for a leader became inevitable due to certain socio-economic factors. The inertial society or social group needed a head to decide internal issues and solve their differences of opinion. In ancient days, senior-most elderly person used to guide small settlements. Over a period of time, such settlements, elder persons got identified and a family became leader. And by succession, the basic governance system went to the family. આની સાથે first it was a small settlement, and this small settlement got converted into territorial jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction for each settlement came over a period of time to be called as a country, a nation or a state. And each from independent from another, the hereditary family leaders became king or monarch. The leadership concept which we are all talking now, it emerged with new dimension in later part of 19th century, more so in 20th century and now in new millennium. This was so both for governance of a country and for public and private organization, including educational institutions. Now what is the difference? Historically, leadership was determined by succession or strength by power. એટલે આપ હિસ્ટ્રીમાં ભણતા હશો તો એવું છે કે હાઉ રાજ્યકર્તાઓ એકબીજાને બાપ દીકરાને ઉડાડીને પણ દીકરો બાપને ઉડાડીને પણ રાજ્ય લેતો. So it was that way or it was by succession. Monarch or a despot or a military ruler thus ruled the countries. The authority was transferred both in length and breadth of organizations right up to the grassroots level according to will of a despot or a leader. રાજા નક્કી કરે કે કોણ પ્રધાન થાય, એ નક્કી કરે કે કોણ વાઇસ ચાન્સેલર થાય, એ નક્કી કરે કે કોણ કોટવાલ થાય. Increasingly many parts of the world resorted to democratic set of governance. This required leaders to be elected by people on adult franchise basis and accountable to the people, and they were required to be re-elected on fixed tenure. And most important, anybody can become an elected leader, young or old, poor or rich. Earlier, organizations, both public and private, were nearly monopolistic position. Now we are talking about other organizations. The monopolistic position, they were not required to be bothered about accountability of their performance. Their heads were selected by rulers from relative or friends. Private organization, industries became monopoly of few families. The situation changed with increasing competition in economic affairs. Initially private business organization and later on government business organization, even under despotic rules, were required to perform and establish their credentials. Industrial organization no longer remained monopoly of families. Others could also set up and run. This came to be known as a new entrepreneurship movement. એટલે પહેલા એવું હતું કે ધંધો કરવો હોય, બિઝનેસ કરવો હોય તો એક વર્ગ જ કરે જેની પાસે કેપિટલ હોય. એ આખો વિચાર બદલાયો અને હવે ઉદ્યોગ કરવો હોય, બિઝનેસ કરવો હોય, ગમે તે કરી શકે. આ એક વાતાવરણ આંતરરાષ્ટ્રીય કક્ષાએ અને રાષ્ટ્રીય કક્ષાએ ડેવલપ થયું. India has a long history of self-governance and responsible leadership. Its strong public leadership has sustained democracy. પહેલી વાત આપણે એ સમજવાની છે કે આપણે આજે વિશ્વના આપણી સાથે સ્વતંત્ર થયેલા દેશો પૈકી ઘણા દેશોમાં આજે ડેમોક્રેસી રહી નથી. આફ્રિકાના કેટલા દેશોમાં છે કે જ્યાં મિલિટરી રૂલ છે, જ્યાં રેબલ્સ છે, ત્યાં લાખો લોકોને નુકસાન થાય છે. આવા એશિયામાં પણ છે. એટલે આપણા દેશમાં સારી લીડરશિપ હોવાને કારણે આજે આપણે ડેમોક્રેસી ટકાવી શક્યા છે અને જે ગ્રોથની વાત કરી મુકુલ અસર સાહેબે તે આપણે જોઈ શક્યા છે. Its strong public leadership has sustained democracy and it has emerged as largest democracy in the world, rooted in age-old tradition and diverse cultures. Now we come to the other part. As nation grows at a rapid pace, there are issues of poor health delivery system, inadequacies in education system, ongoing social discrimination, poverty, lack of infrastructure in rural area, so on and so forth. જેમ આપણે આગળ વધતા જઈએ ત્યારે આવા પ્રશ્નો આવે. આ બધા રોજ છાપામાં આ બધું વાંચતા હશો, અનુભવ કરતા હશો. These gaps are against a backdrop of revolution in telecommunication and information technology and rapid growth in services and manufacturing services. એટલે જે ગ્રોથ થયો આપણા જે મુકુલ આશર સાહેબે આપણે બતાવ્યું તેમાં આપણે જોયું કે મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ અને સર્વિસ સેક્ટરમાં ઘણી ઝડપથી આપણે ત્યાં ગ્રોથ થયો. જ્યારે એગ્રીકલ્ચર સેક્ટર which is comprising of 60% of employment lagged behind. This has a long-term impact on the society with increasing social imbalance between urban and rural areas. There is now therefore an environment of opportunities and there are challenges and pressures for all participants in the process of development. અને એમને અક્ષર સાહેબે જે વધારે વાત કરી હતી કે we have larger younger population. That younger population has equal challenge of looking at livelihood. At a time when technology advancement, globalization, knowledge economy are key to way forward, India is becoming a power to be reckoned with. There are various issues which leadership must address. Our constitution has assigned a special role for governance to the elected people, from village level to the central government, along with a network of civil and judicial service for public governance system. એટલે આપણા બંધારણમાં જે પબ્લિક લીડરશિપનો કન્સેપ્ટ ઇઝ નોટ કન્ફાઇન્ડ ટુ ઓન્લી ઇલેક્ટેડ લીડરશિપ. આપણા બંધારણમાં there is a permanent executive, there is a judiciary, ને આ ત્રણેય ભેગા મળી અને ચેક ને બેલેન્સ સિસ્ટમમાં આખું બંધારણ કામ કરે છે. એટલે પબ્લિક લીડરશિપ ઇઝ અ વાઇડર સબ્જેક્ટ. અને એમાં જો આપણે ડાયરેક્ટિવ પ્રિન્સિપલ્સ જોવા જઈએ તો એમાં સોશિયલ વેલફેર રિલેટેડ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન આવે છે, એનજીઓ આવે છે, કોઓપરેટિવ્સ આવે છે. પરંતુ the public leaders need to be knowledgeable, committed, efficient for good governance. The public leadership needs to be prepared to meet the challenges of the day and future. They need to have a good team and teamwork. The future generation, that is the students, are required to be sensitized. That is why we have brought you all today here. Okay, you may be studying arts, science, agriculture science, veterinary science, engineering, but आज महत्वना issues છે કે where you are going to lead your career or where you are going to on a better part of your life, you must know what is happening surrounding areas, and therefore required to be sensitized in emerging issues, move to become public leaders and assume responsibilities. કારણ કે આ જો challenges આપણે meet with કરવા હોય તો it is you who will have to come out and take up the responsibilities, not just say કે આ issues છે. There is therefore need to develop public leadership at all level of governance, village, taluka, city, district, state and center. Public utility organization, now we have public utility organization, both owned by government and private, you are well aware of it. Government departments, government owned organization, private entrepreneurship, enterprise and entrepreneurship, cooperatives, organization of trade and industries, government, non-government and community-based organization, educational organization, and even spiritual organization. And all this simultaneously offer you opportunities. They are for young persons to become leader in all these areas. There are very many areas and anybody can capture these opportunities. હવે આપણે લીડરની વાત કરીએ કે આ ક્વોલિટી હોવી જોઈએ, તે ક્વોલિટી હોવી જોઈએ, બધી વાત સાચી, but first if you want to become a leader you must be a successful person. Now what is a successful person? The dictionary definition of success is achievement, accomplishment of a task, victory or triumph. Most often we admire such persons who have achieved success, but many of us envy them. Sometimes we say that he is lucky, God has given him gift, he is a proverbial gold or silver spoon, આ તો રાજાનો છોકરો છે, આ તો ધનવાનનો છોકરો છે, એટલા માટે આગળ આવ્યો છે, so on and so forth. But this is not true. Success most often is result of hard work,